Greetings. I'm Dr. Kay Higgins, Associate Dean of Student Development and Director of Parent and Family Programs at Texas Christian University. I hope in this time that we have together, I can share some things that will help you and your student navigate this new reality that we're all experiencing, but it can be awfully challenging to them, partly because it is to all of us, and part of that challenge is just the abruptness which occurred. Parents are very anxious. They were more anxious last week as their students were preparing to go online for online classes. Those seem to be going well, both from reports from the campus in terms of contacts from students to get the little glitches occasionally worked out, not really significant. The parents are trying to create a routine, and I think that may be one of the hardest things. And for some students, while in the long term it's helpful, I'm sure it is also highly irritating to both of them, because the student is like, I've lived alone, I've got this, and yet they're trying to sleep in. For those that have pre-recorded classes, they're thinking, well, I can watch it anytime, which in some cases may lead to never. Going back into the organizing the family mode, parents are trying to structure their time based around their academic enterprise. A number of families have talked about carving out very specific space in their home for the student to be at his or her desk, much like a work environment would be if you had a home office, and provide the things that at that one location that the students would need. For families that have 2 or 3 or 4 students in high school or college all going online, I'm sure that's an additional challenge to try to find enough spaces for the appropriate quiet and focused time with their work. I would just say, pretending not that it's the first day, but just say you've been here for 10 or so days. What's worked for you? What has been a challenge for you? And what adjustments do you think we could make? It's kind of the same thing when we make decisions with our programs. We say what went well, what was tricky, and what do we need to do differently. And that may be the language that parents would want to use. What's been tricky, what went well, and what could we do differently? Involving the student in that decision, I think, is incredibly helpful to the relationship of more, I started to say adult peers. There is an element of that relationship that is moving to that, and they don't want to be treated like they are 12 again, and including them in that conversation, I think, would address that. They need to be encouraged to have a consistent sleep schedule. College students work on the theory that if I don't have anything else to do, I think I'll go to sleep. It is critical. The thing that I tell parents at orientation and repeat even now, healthy eating, good sleep schedule, and activity and exercise are as important to student success as reading their material, talking with their professors, doing their assignments in a timely fashion, etc. They need to be encouraged, especially at this time, because all 3 of those things will also help fend off germs, and if they have a strong body and they're exposed to something. I'm not saying that's how you avoid COVID-19. I'm just saying that it's helpful. Every family's different, so I can't give one answer that fits all. I do think to check in regularly as the parents we are stressed over how far our finances will go until we know what respite is out there financially, or when our business will be open again, etc. And then our frustration is totally unrelated to family dynamics, but then they become the family dynamics without saying, okay, we're really stressed about finances, so I'm going to start yelling at you for everything you do. We just start yelling at everything the other does. And so the parents on the one hand are thinking, oh my gosh, I'm trying to make this so perfect for you. And the student is thinking, I love you, but I don't even want to be here. And so to constantly check in, I think it's a good idea at breakfast or lunch or dinner, if the family's home all day, have a time that, set aside 10 or 15 minutes just to put your thumb on the pulse, and how are each of us doing individually? How are we doing collectively? And you may at that point bring up, this morning when I asked you if you wanted cereal or toast, you yelled at me and it hurt. You were probably upset about something else, but I don't want us to be hurting one another during this time. It is very challenging, and we love each other and we want to be supportive. I hope you found this information helpful. It was our intention. I want to remind you that there are multiple resources for information, activities for students, exciting events coming up. All details can be found on the TCU website at tcu.edu, and then it says virtual student support. So that click can be there to follow what we're doing for and with students during this time. I encourage you to look at the TCU Parent and Family Programs Facebook page. We will continue to post things there, as well as if you would like to become a member of the TCU Parents Association on Facebook. That is a closed group for parents of TCU students only. If you want to contact me personally, k.higgins@tcu.edu. I hope you have a great rest of the week, and I look forward to hearing from you.